here is the number type, and here is the string type. So what Coercion do, it try to make these two data types, two different data types, into same data type, so later then it compares these two values. In this video we are going to discuss only theoretical concepts which will be laying a base for other videos. We will be discussing some of the examples as well, but more of the times we will be discussing the rules and regulations, how coercion and truthy and falsy values are like made and coerced. So let's get started this video without any delay and discuss what coercion and truthy and falsy values are in JavaScript and how these works. Okay, so first of all, let's see the coercion. What is coercion? Coercion is simply the automatic conversion of data types. Coercion is simply the automatic conversion of data types, DT, and it happens automatically. So this is simply what coercion is. It is, you can also call, like, this is just fancy jargon, it is a conversion actually, basically.
Emotional, damn it.
So when it happens, whenever, there are two phases that we are going to discuss when coercion happens. Of course there will be other scenarios as well, but in this video we are going to discuss two. Okay, so these are the like major which is used in JS most of the times you will see. So first one, it is whenever you compare two values, whenever you compare two or more than two values, coercion happens. And it can happen whenever you compare two values using double equal sign, not triple equal, not single, but double equal sign. And the second time when coercion happens, whenever you want to add two values, coercion happens. And first, whenever you want to compare two values using double equal, not triple equal, coercion happens. So these are two phases or two places when coercion happens. Okay, so what coercion does is, actually coercion does automatically conversion of data types. So let's suppose you convert two values, you compare two values, and here is the number type, and here is the string type. So what coercion do, it try to make these two data types, two different data types, into same data type, so later then it compares these two values. It don't compare these two different data types. It first convert these two data types into a single data type, then it compares them. Okay, so and at second step, whenever you want to add two numbers, let's suppose you want to add these two numbers, here is the num and here is the string, coercion, it will again coercion happen. And what it does, it will first try to convert these two different data types into a single data type, then it will add them, and then it will perform any other operation, like whatever you want to perform. So these are two places when coercion happen, whenever you want to compare using double equal sign, and whenever you want to add two things, whatever it can be, digit, string, or whatever. Okay, so as I already mentioned, like coercion only happens whenever you use double equal sign. Whenever you compare things using double equal, coercion don't happen whenever you use triple equal sign. That's why triple equal comparison is recommended in JavaScript, cause it is strict check on values, cause it not only compare values but it also compare data types. Triple equal also compare data type, all of you people might know about that. Triple equal also compare data types and values, but this double equal only compare values. That's why coercion happens here. Okay, so these are the two simple facts that I want to put in front of you. And now we will take examples a little later. Let's discuss first truthy and falsy values, what these are. Okay, truthy and falsy values took place whenever there is an expression other than boolean. I have written a little line for you. Whenever, like, there is a long definition, but in short, truthy and falsy values concept comes into the picture whenever there is an expression other than boolean. Truthy and falsy values are actually theoretical concept, but behind the scenes there is only 1 and 0. Of course, true and false also convert into 1 and 0 when we talk about machine code. So truthy and falsy values are only come into picture whenever there is expression other than boolean. So let's see by example, you will get it better. So if there is a boolean value true and false, if there is a boolean value true and false, then what will happen? Then there will be no truthy or falsy values. There will be no truthy or falsy because it is already in boolean format. It is already in boolean format. So when like truthy and falsy values come into picture, let's suppose let's have an example. You want to compare, not want to compare, you want to check via if condition that if the expression is true or false. So let's suppose you put 1. Now here you didn't put any true or false here. You put 1. So how JavaScript get to know like it is true or false? Because it is not true or false. It is a digit form, like it is an integer value, number value. So how JavaScript will get to know? Now JavaScript will consider this 1 as a truthy value. JS will consider this as a truthy value. And now if you put 25 here, now it is again not a boolean. What JS do? It will convert into a truthy value. And what truthy value is, JS will consider this as a true. Of course, under the hood, JS consider this as a true, or you can say how at the end eventually true represent as a 1 at the end at machine code. So JS consider this as a true and eventually as a 1. But theoretically, as I already mentioned, truthy and falsy values or concept is a theoretical concept, but at the end JS treats values as a 1 and 0. So first of all, you can say JS converts this into a true value, and then this transpiles or interpret into 1. So but how we communicate as a devs, we call it as a truthy value. And even if you have JS in strings here, it will also be converted into a truthy value, and these all if statement will run eventually. Okay, so there is a rule: 0 will always be considered as a falsy value. 0 will always be considered as a falsy value, because we cannot call 0 as a false because it is not a boolean data type. There is a specific to create a difference between like boolean and non-boolean data types. This concept comes into picture, truthy and falsy values. I repeat again, to create difference between boolean and non-boolean values, this concept comes into picture of truthy and falsy values. Now as 0 is of number and integer type, so it is not a boolean type. We will not call 0 as a false, because false is a boolean type. We will call 0 as a falsy value, and 0 is the only value. Keep in mind, this is important point. 0 is the only value which is falsy. All of the other values other than 0 are truthy values except null. I have written this statement here, this line here. Again, all objects, even all of the objects are truthy except null. All of the values other than 0 are truthy except null. Okay, like you can take any value. Here we took 1, it is truthy. 25, it is truthy. Here is the string in JS, it is truthy. So all of the values are truthy. Let's take another example. If we have a if statement and we put empty bracket here, empty square bracket. Of course, this square bracket is an array. If we put an empty array in the if statement, it will also be considered as a truthy value, because in ECMAScript's official documentation in JS official docs, all of the objects here, all of the objects are truthy. All of the objects are truthy except null. Null, like, this is crazy stuff in JS. Like, whenever I read docs, it it like got me insane. All of the values, everything in JS is object eventually, and even if you read some of the prototypal inheritance, you will get to know like null at the end is also an object.
Emotional, damn it!
Yes, null is also an object. So that's why this statement is important. All of the objects are truthy. Even arrays are object. If you check the type of, you just write type of array. Even the type of array is object. So everything in JS is object, and that's why all objects are truthy. Whatever you take, if you take empty array, it is truthy. If you take square curly brackets, object, if you take object here in this form, it is also an truthy value. So but if you take null, if this is null, then this is not a truthy, this is a falsy value. Okay, now take the mixed example of truthy and coercion. Truthy and falsy value and coercion. Let's deal these both things at once. Okay, so let's suppose you make a comparison. You make a comparison, and you make a comparison of array and a zero. So how JS will handle it? Whenever you make comparison of an array with zero, JS will convert this array into string, like not convert, coerce. JS will automatically convert this array. JS will coerce this array into string. So what kind of method JS will apply on it? JS will do empty string, empty array dot toString. JS will apply this method on this empty array, and what eventually we will get from this, we will get this empty string. Because you know, whenever you do, let me write in extra note. Let's suppose you have an array 1 2 3 and you do toString on it. Okay, what you will get? 1 2 3 in string. So toString method converts an array into a string. Okay, so this is an empty array. So what you will get eventually? You will get empty string, and this will be coerced into empty string, this at this level, and then this empty string, now JS have to coerce this into a truthy or falsy values to make comparison. Now this empty string will be coerced into falsy values, and eventually at machine level, this falsy value will be treated as 0. Now you can say this statement is equal to 0 equal 0, and eventually it is true. Crazy stuff, crazy JS is like, whoever reads or practice JS, it drives him or her at the edge, and JS is insane. So this is the fundamental video. We will be discussing many of the concepts later. So let's suppose you take this example here. Again, you take one addition of one number and then one string. So what JS will do? First of all, JS will coerce this one. As I already mentioned, whenever you do comparison or addition, coercion try to make these two different data types into same data type. So now what JS will do? JS will coerce this one into string data type. Okay, JS will try to convert this one into string data type, and this will look like this into string. So now this both values are into same data type, and then eventually JS will make this addition, arithmetic operation of addition, and eventually we will get this thing 11 in the string. So this is only small things we have discussed, but these are very important, because if I tell you what will happen if I do this 1 minus, okay, if this is the number and I perform subtraction with the string of 1, what you think we will get the output? Do you think we will get 11 again? No, I'm sorry, you will not get 11. and again. We'll discuss this thing in the next video, and this is all for this video. And if you liked, just comment, like and share, and if you didn't get anything, just comment down. I will have a separate video on that, and see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.